Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another live stream watch along on the Dibbly-Dobbly podcast. And it's BBL time. BBL 12, match number 9. It's the Adelaide Strikers up against the Sydney Thunder from the Adelaide Oval. And these two teams had a pretty good game the other night. Certainly the Adelaide Strikers bowling out the Sydney Thunder for 15 runs. 15, unbelievable scorecard that we saw there a couple of nights ago. But the two teams face off again tonight, this time at the Adelaide Oval, and the Sydney Thunder are going to have a bat first. We just had the toss. Sydney Thunder are going to bat first, and let's hope they don't get out for 15 this time around. But it's sure to be another exciting BBL match, and 9 games into the BBL, and it's sure to be an exciting BBL season. So we can't wait for this one. The Adelaide Strikers and the Sydney Thunder. Match number 9, BBL 12 from the Adelaide Oval. It's sure to be an exciting game of T20 cricket. So the Sydney Thunder won the bat flip, or the toss, and they chose to bat first. And they'll be hoping to get a big score on the board, obviously, following what happened the other night when they got bowled out for 15, which wasn't a good score. Something that you don't want, a record that you don't want as a team in cricket, especially when you get out for a low score. So they'll be hoping to make amends this time around, and I don't think they'll get out for 15 this time against the Strikers. But just a reminder for everyone, the Sydney Thunder won the toss. They chose to bat first. We'll have a look at the Adelaide Strikers team. They're 11. Weatherald, Matt Short, Lynn, Hose, de Granholm, Kelly, Nelson, Rashid Khan, Wezager, Fortin, and Siddle. For the Sydney Thunder, their team tonight, you got Hales, Gilks, Rousseau, Davies, Sams, Ross, McAndrew, Green, Sandhu, Doggett, and Faruqi. And umpires for tonight, on-field umpires, Gerard Aboud, Sean Craig, third umpire, Eloise Sheridan. Fourth umpire, Daval Barat. And match referee, Kepler Vessels. So that's the important information to know. So we're not far away from the game starting. And it's sure to be an exciting game tonight. First BBL game on the podcast in terms of live streams and watch-alongs. And let's have a great time and let's enjoy this BBL. So, the ladder as it stands at the moment in BBL 12, the Adelaide Strikers are on top of the ladder, 2 wins from 2 games. And then the Sydney Thunder are in position number 6. They've won 1 game and lost 2 out of their 3. So, they'll be hoping to bounce back and get their second win on the board. For the Adelaide Strikers, they'll be looking to win 3 games on the trot. And they're comfortable at the number 1 position on top of the BBL ladder. So they'll be hoping to get another win on the board here and look to extend their lead out on top. But the ladder as it stands at the moment, the Adelaide Strikers and the Melbourne Renegades have won 2 games in a row. So they're in first and second place. You've got the Melbourne Stars and the Perth Scorchers and the Hobart Hurricanes on 1 win and 1 loss. They're in positions 3, 4, and 5. You've got the Sydney Thunder, who are in 6th place with 1 win and 2 losses. Brisbane Heat have only played 1 game. They're in 7th. They've lost their first game, so they're in 7th place. And the Sydney Sixers, who would have thought the Sydney Sixers, to begin this BBL, are on the bottom of the table. None from 2. They haven't won a game yet, so they'll be hoping to get off the mark in their next game that they play. But for the Adelaide Strikers, it's been a pretty good start to the BBL season. Their first game was here at the Adelaide Oval against the Sydney Sixers. They won that game by 51 runs. It was a pretty comprehensive victory. And the last game, of course, I think everyone would know what happened in the last game. The Strikers and the Sydney Thunder in Sydney. The Thunder got bowled out for 15, and the Adelaide Strikers won by a comfortable margin in the end, 124 runs. For the Sydney Thunder, they've lost 2 games and they've only won 1, as I mentioned. Their first game was against the Melbourne Stars. That was in Canberra. They won that game by a wicket to kick off BBL 12 this year. And obviously that game against the Adelaide Strikers, getting bowled out 15, losing by 124 runs in Sydney. And the last game they played the other night was against the Melbourne Renegades. They lost that by 4 wickets at Marvel Stadium in Melbourne. So a must-win game for the Thunder. And for the Adelaide Strikers, they'll be looking to extend their lead on top of the table. And let's hope they can do that. I'm an Adelaide Strikers supporter, so I'm quite happy to see how the team's going. But thanks for joining us, everyone, and let's enjoy some BBL. Quite disappointing that the test match between Australia and South Africa is not going on. It would have been day 4, but it finished in 2 days. So we'll talk about that, no doubt about that, throughout this stream. Dr. Jian. Hello, Jian. Hope you're well. You say Jian went to days 1 and 2 of the test, obviously, of the test match. Was planning to take my parents days 3 and 4 and didn't happen, obviously. Any thoughts? 2 bowler friendly? Don't think it was as bad as people made out. Well, I knew this question would come up, Jihan, and thanks for your question, for asking me. I thought it was a pretty crazy test match. It was unusual to see a green pitch like that at the Gabba. You usually see a bit of grass on the surface there at the Gabba, but not as much as we saw in this test match. A lot of people have spoken about it. A lot of people said it was good. It was great entertainment. A lot of people said it's not a good advertisement for Test cricket and only lasted 2 days. I thought it was exciting. A wicket felt like it was going to fall every ball. I think it's down to poor batting and some good bowling. When you have great bowling attacks like Australia and South Africa have, you give them a green pitch, inexperienced batting with South Africa mixed into all that. Of course, wickets were going to fall. And we saw 34 wickets fall over the 2 days, which is a lot. So, yeah, crazy. That's all I can say. It was a crazy test match. I'm just happy that Australia got over the line. It was a tricky run chase in the last innings. Only 30-odd runs to get. Extras helping Australia out there, which is good. I know Dean Elgar said it was probably dangerous. I don't think it was dangerous. No one got hurt. It was just a pitch that favoured the bowlers, and the batting from both sides was a bit shaky, especially from South Africa's point of view because of their inexperience. And I wasn't surprised when they got bowled out for 150 odd and 99. Australia were able just to get 200. Travis Head was a cut above the rest. He outplayed everyone in terms of the bat, and his innings was crucial. So, yeah, it was a very crazy test match. Indeed. So hopefully the next test, Boxing Day, we don't get a 2-day test, but it may happen again. You never know. Hello, Raj. Hope you're well. You say the Gabba test. Yeah, well, it would have been day 4 today, but it finished in 2. Jihan says, there were 2 good partnerships too, Head and Smith. Varane and Bavuma in the first innings. Looks okay to bat once the new ball wore off. A lot of poor shots played too, chasing wide balls, etc. Yeah, it just came down to technique. Some techniques were exposed, more so with the South African batting. And I wasn't surprised by that. Many people weren't surprised by South Africa's batting performance in this test. Their batters are going to struggle. And especially on a green pitch like that, they were going to struggle, have batting collapses, and that's what happened. Australia were just able to bat better than them and got a first innings lead of 66 runs. Without that, without Head and Smith's partnership of 100, without Head's innings of 90-odd, it would have been a lot different for Australia. They probably would have chased maybe 100 runs in the last innings. But in the end, they chased down 34 runs, and the extras got them over the line. But it'll be interesting to see what the rating will be from the match referee, Sir Richie Richardson. Will he give it a poor rating, below average? I probably think he'll probably give it a poor rating, I think. Maybe below average, depends if the criteria fits. And yeah, a lot of people have different opinions about it, but I thought it was entertaining. It was a crazy test match. Let's just hope we get another good test match on Boxing Day in Melbourne. Let's hope that doesn't go 2 days. Let's hope it goes beyond 2 days. Unlike last year in the Ashes, it went for 3 days. As we know, when England had a bit of a collapse there, Australia won by an inning. So Let's hope that's not the case this time around, but it's good to see Australia leading the series 1-0, and South Africa got a lot of work to do. So we're not far away from this BBL match. The Strikers and the Thunder. The Thunder have won the toss. They've chosen to bat first. And let's hope don't get out for 15 again. I don't think they will tonight. That happens every once in a while. But Jihan says, it's nice to have a bit of a sporting pitch every now and then. Some pitches in Australia have been so flat in the last 20 years and have cost them. Test match wins. Adelaide 2012 comes to mind. Yes, that was a flat pitch. Yep. And South Africa managed to get over the line in that game with a draw. Peter Siddle bowled his heart out in that 2012-13 series. But I don't mind it every now and again. I want to try and get that balance between the bat and the ball. Of course, people are not going to like it because the test match went for 2 days, but do you rather have a pitch that has a bit of something in it? So we'll leave that up to many people to have their say on that. But it was an interesting test match. All righty then, we're about to begin here from the Adelaide Oval. It's going to be Matt Short. He's going to bowl his off spinners, and he's going to be bowling this first over as the Strikers and the Thunder do battle at the Adelaide Oval, BBL 12. And we're underway. So it's going to be Alex Hales on strike to Matt Short. He's going to bowl the first over, and usually bowls the first over for the Strikers every now and again. So here we go. He bowls to Hales. This one defended by Hales. So dot ball to begin the innings. Good start from Matt Short. And the Adelaide Strikers on top of the table. 2 wins from 2. Sydney Thunder in 6th place. They're 1 and 2. They need to bounce back and get a win here. Short in again to Hales. He tries to sweep. Hits him on the pad. It trickles out to find leg. There was an appeal for LBW. The umpire said not out. Dot ball. Good start here from Short in the power play. A reminder for everyone who's unfamiliar with the BBL, there's only 4 overs in the power play. Short in again to Hales, who try to go over cover. Doesn't time it. Another dot ball. Good work here from Short, building the pressure nicely with the first 3 balls of the innings. That LBW shout probably going down leg on the previous delivery before this one. Short in again to Hales, who whips it through square leg. He'll pick up a couple of runs maybe, just a single. And the Thunder are off the mark. None for 1. Took them the 4th ball of the first over to get off the mark. It'll be Gilkes on strike as he takes guard. But thanks for joining us, everyone. Bit of BBL action for the first time on the podcast this summer as Gilkes gets ready to face Short. Short's in and he bowls, and this one's whipped or guided through square leg from Gilkes. And he's off the mark with a single. The Thunder, none for 2. Good start by them. We'll get to your comment in a minute, Raj. As Short bowls this last ball of the first over. Short in to Hales, tries a sweep again, an appeal for LBW, probably outside the line. It's a dot ball to end the first over of the match. The Thunder, none for 2 after 1. Good start from the Adelaide Strikers. Sydney Thunder need to bounce back. After that disappointment the other night against the Strikers, getting bowled out for 15 is barely believable. Raj, you say the Gandhi Mandela series that happened last year, early this year, South Africa chased down the Indian turtle only because the pitch flattened out. They were not very comfortable with the bounce, just with Indian pace. Yes, to say, Raj, going to have my lunch now. See you next time. Yep, see you next time, Raj. Enjoy your lunch. But thanks for dropping by. So good start from the Strikers. None for 2 for the Thunder after 1. We've got 3 overs left of the power play. And it's going to be Henry Thornton. He's bowled well in this BBL, leading wicket taker for the BBL. He bowled well in the last game against the Thunder. Brilliant figures, got a fifer. He's in. He bowls to Gilks, who glides us behind square to short third man for a quick single. He's on 2. The funder, none for 3 here at the Adelaide Oval. Let us know in the chat. Who do you think is going to win BBL 12? The Adelaide Strikers look pretty good at the start of this BBL season. Look like they're going to be the team to beat. There's some other teams. The Melbourne Renegades have improved. They've won 2 games in a row. So a lot of teams can win this BBL. So it's going to be Alex Hales on strike to Thornton. Thornton in. He bowls this one short. Hales pulls through mid-wicket, and it will go to the boundary for 4 runs. Nice shot from Hales. Picked up the line and the length quickly. He was able to hit that to the mid-wicket boundary. First boundary for the funder. Jihan says Michael Vaughan is champing at the bit and says Australia will get thrashed 5-0 next year. Well, it's sure to be an interesting Ashes series as Thornton into Hales. This one a swing and a miss. Straight through to the keeper for no run. Good comeback from Thornton. Definitely going to be an interesting Ashes series, that's for sure. And England playing some good Test cricket at the moment. They just won 3-0 in Pakistan, winning that Test match today from Karachi. They won it quite easily in the end. And good to see them doing well and changing Test cricket as we know it. Test cricket 2.0 with Bazball as Thornton into Hales again. And Hales carves this through the covers for another boundary. Into the rope. 4 more onto the turtle. And the Sydney Thunder are none for 11. So a good start from them. That one just a bit short from Thornton. He was able to latch on that Hales and hit it through the covers nicely. For 4 runs. That's a good shot there. The Thunder, none for 11. I think there will be a round of applause when they get past 15. The other night against the Strikers, they were all out for 15 runs and 5 overs, just about nearly 6 overs. Thornton in. This one played a miss from Hales. He tried to glide this down to third man. In the end, he misses it. Straight through the keeper, no run. Dot ball, last ball of the over coming up, and Thornton, already expensive in his first over. It wasn't expensive the other night. He was quite economical. Already a couple of boundaries and a single. It's already 9 off his first over with 1 ball remaining. So here we go. Thornton in. Last ball of his over. This one, a full toss. Hales didn't quite time it. Inside edge, but it trickles out to deep square leg for a single. End of the over. It's none for 12 after 2 for the Thunder. And we're about to go past that 15 score. So none for 12 for the Thunder. 2 overs done of the power play. Still another 2 overs remaining. A reminder for everyone, the BBL, it's only 4 overs in the power play. Then you can have the power surge, which you can take another 2 overs throughout the innings for a power play. And that's one of the rule changes in the BBL. It's been in action for a couple of seasons now. Alex Hales, good record for him at the Adelaide Oval. Likes batting here in T20s. Had a pretty good innings in the T20 World Cup semi-final against India. It's going to be Wes Agar to bowl to Hales. And Hales drives this full delivery to cover for a dot ball. Wes Agar bowled well the other night in the game up there in Sydney, where the Strikers bowled the Thunder out for 15. And that was a pretty good bowling performance from him. 4 for 6. He got best figures for him. Hoping to get a few more wickets tonight. So far, so good. Dot ball to begin his first over. He's in again. Agar to Hales. This one banged in short. Hales try to hit this down the ground, straight past Agar. In the end, doesn't time it. Hits it straight back to Agar for a dot ball. 2 dot balls to begin the over from Agar. It's a pretty good start. Build the pressure early. Hoping to get a wicket if he can, and hoping that Alex Hales can play a rash shot. Rashid Khan, definitely see him in action. Didn't bowl in the last game when the strikers played against the Thunder. Agar in. Bowls to Hales. This one up and over from Hales. Down to deep point. And it will race away for 4 runs. Another boundary for Hales. That was an outside edge. And it raced over to deep point for 4. He's on 14 now, Hales. He's off to a flyer. And that one just over backward point there. Deep backward point for 4 runs in the end there. So another boundary for the Thunder, and they go past that score of 15. And none for 16. Agar in. Bowls to Hales. Hales squirts this out to backward point for a quick single. In the end, it's a dot ball. Hit it too well. 2 balls left to the 3rd over. Was Agar. 4 runs from his first over with that boundary. And he'll be hoping to get a wicket here if he can. Thunder none for 16. Agar into Hales. And Hales launches him over the rope for 6. And that's all the way for a maximum. The first maximum of the innings from Hales. And the Thunder are none for 22. 1 ball left to the 3rd. Very good shot from Hales. Was Agar. This one just a bit short. He was able to pounce on this Hales and he smacked it over the deep mid-wicket boundary for 6. And that's his first maximum of the evening. Hopefully for the Thunder's point of view, hopefully many more. Last ball, the over from Agar. He bowls. This one short again and he glides this nicely, Hales, to the deep backward point boundary for 4. Another boundary from Hales to end the over. It's a boundary. End of the over, the Thunder are none for 26. Good start from the Thunder. After 3 overs, none for 26 is pretty good. And they're off to a good start here in match number 9 of this BBL season against the strikers from the Adelaide Oval. Where's Agar? Didn't quite get his lengths right in that first over. Alex Hales was good enough to pounce on that. And already he's off to a good start. He'll be hoping for more runs. The Sydney Thunder have been a bit inconsistent. They've won 1 game, lost 2. They need a win tonight to get it back to level pegging. For the strikers, they're pretty much 2 and none. So if they win tonight, they're 3 and none, and that's a pretty good start to the BBL 12 season. Peter Siddle, the captain, he's going to have a bowl, and he's going to bowl this last over of the power play. 4 overs in the power play in the BBL. So Peter Siddle's going to bowl this last over of the power play. He's going to bowl to Gilks. Gilks, he's on 2, and he's on strike. So here we go. Siddle to Gilks. First ball. And Gilks whips it straight to mid-wicket for a dot ball. Good start from Siddle. Dot ball to begin his first over. Missed out on a boundary opportunity there, Gilks. If he got it either side of mid-wicket, would have been racing to the boundary. Quite short square boundaries here at the Adelaide Oval. Unfortunately, just picked out the fielder. A good start from the veteran and Peter Siddle. He's in again, Siddle, to Gilks. And Gilks works this to the fielder at square leg for a single. He moves on to 3. Alex Hales on strike. Good day in Adelaide. Nice, it's sunny. Bit of rain around early, but that seems to disappear and dissipate. And hopefully we won't have any interruptions when it comes to rain or weather. Looks pretty good at the moment. The sun shining nicely on the Adelaide Oval. Alex Hales on 24 off 16. Peter Siddle now to Hales. This one full, and Hales launches this over the top, down over the long off boundary for 6. And that's another maximum for Alex Hales. It's a pretty long hit down the ground here at the Adelaide Oval, but he hit that nicely over the long off boundary for 6. That's the second 6 for Alex Hales. Peter Siddle just over pitching that one, and Alex Hales pounced on that in a flash. Another maximum for the Thunder. And good shot there from Hales. Siddle in again from the river end of the ground here at the Adelaide Oval. This one full. And Hales hits it straight to mid-on for no run, dot ball. And good comeback there from Siddle after getting hit for the maximum. Good follow-up delivery. 2 balls left of the power play. Siddle in to Hales, and Hales hits this back down the ground past Peter Siddle for 4 runs. Another boundary for the Thunder. Alex Hales races to 34 off 19. Another boundary for him. Peter Siddle, that one was a bit short. Alex Hales sort of played a pull shot straight back down the ground. And gets a boundary. So good start from the Thunder, none for 37. Siddle in. This one full. Hales hits this high into the air, down the ground, and will fall safe. The fielder converges on it to cut it off for 2 at long off. It's the end of the power play. It's none for 39 after 4. And a pretty good start from the Thunder at the end of the 4-over power play in the BBL. It's 4 overs, not 6. And the Thunder are off to a nice start. Can they continue it? Their batting's been a bit inconsistent, this BBL. And we've seen a lot of the teams, their batting that has been a bit scratchy, not quite getting into the rhythm of things when it comes to T20 cricket, playing a lot of one-day cricket and Sheffield Shield cricket up until this BBL. And they'll be hoping to just get into the groove and swing of things, but good start from the Thunder, good power play. More importantly, none for 39. It's a good start after 4 overs. So a bit of spin. It's going to be Rashid Khan. Usually bowls outside the power play. He's going to bowl this 5th over of the innings, and he'll be looking to get a wicket here for the Strikers. So Rashid Khan to Gilkes. He will be on strike. Here we go. Rashid Khan in to Gilkes. Playing a miss from Gilkes. He tried to cut that. In the end, didn't connect. Dot ball. Good start from Rashid Khan. Looking to get an early wicket if he can in his first over. So here we go. Khan in again to Gilkes, and Gilkes hits it straight to backward point for a dot ball. Good start from Rashid Khan. 2 dot balls. He'll be hoping for a wicket here. It's a good start. Gilkes yet to get firing. He's 3 off 6. His partner, Alex Hales, 36 of 20. He's done most of the scoring. Not going to be easy facing Rashid Khan. So here we go. Rashid in to Gilkes. An attempted sweep shot and given. Gone. LBW. Yes, he's gone. And Rashid Khan breaks through in the first over. And Gilkes, he tried to go for the sweep shot. Didn't quite execute the shot. In the end, hit him on the pad in line with the stumps. And he's out LBW. Yep, sweeping across the line. And Rashid Khan was able to break through, get the wicket. LBW, Gilkes gone for 3. LBW to Rashid Khan. It's 139 for the Thunder. And an important breakthrough for the Adelaide Strikers. And Rashid Khan in and on the action. Gets his first wicket of the night. Hopefully many more. New batter arrives at the crease. South African T20 player, Riley Rousseau. Had a pretty good T20 World Cup a couple of months ago. For South Africa, he comes out to the middle. Had a pretty good last game as well for the Thunder against the Renegades. He'll be hoping to get a partnership here with Hales. So Gilkes gone. LBW try to sweep it. Down to fine leg. Missed it. Went straight through him. Hit him on the pad. Straight in front for LBW. And Rashid Khan was able to break through. It looked pretty good. It pitched in line, that LBW. Whether or not it was pitching outside leg, it nearly was going to pitch outside the line of leg stump, but Rashid Khan did well to pitch it in line with the stumps and get the wicket. Khan in again to Rousseau. And Rousseau defends to cover for a dot ball. Rashid Khan spinning his magic. And very crafty T20 bowler. Has done pretty well in the T20 game. Rashid into Rousseau, and Rousseau sweeps him to the square leg boundary for 4 runs. A good sweep shot there from Rousseau. He executed that one nicely. Unlike Matt Gilkes, who went to sweep Rashid Khan and missed it altogether and was plumb in front LBW, Riley Rousseau was able to sweep this one nicely to the square leg boundary for 4 runs. So he's off the mark. And 1 ball left of the over. Rashid in to Rousseau. This one bunted. Back pass down the ground from Rousseau. Past Rashid Khan for a single. End of the over. Good over from the strikers. Picking up the wicket. It's 144. After 5. Good start from the Thunder, but good from the strikers' point of view to get that wicket of Gilkes LBW from Rashid Khan. In the end, that was his undoing. Didn't quite execute the sweep shot. And haven't looked at the replay yet. Pretty much plumb in front. Pretty good first over from Rashid Khan. Usually gets a wicket. He's just done that. A wicket for Rashid Khan, a wicket for the strikers in that over. So the Sydney Thunder 1 for 44 after 5. From the Adelaide Oval, match number 9 of the BBL. Strikers and the Thunder from the Adelaide Oval. Run rate's good. 8 and over is pretty good. It's going to be Colin de Granholm into the attack to Rousseau. He bowls. This one short and wide outside off stump. Rousseau hits it straight to the fielder at cover for no run. Dot ball to begin from Colin de Granholm. Former international player, of course, retired. Played for New Zealand. Now he's playing in the T20 leagues, and he's here for the strikers in BBL 12. He bowls. This one a slower ball from de Granholm. Nicely guided from Rousseau down to short third man for a single. And the Thunder tick over the score, 1 for 45 now. And it's a good start from the Thunder. Well, the strikers will be hoping to go bang-bang here, get a couple of wickets, slow the momentum down a bit. That's very important in T20 cricket. Once you get the momentum, it's very hard to wrestle that momentum back. De Granholm in, this one full, whipped off the pads from Hales through mid-wicket. The fielder at deep mid-wicket will cut it off for a single. And a good start from de Granholm. A dot ball and a couple of singles to begin his first over in this game tonight. Rousseau on strike to de Granholm, who's up. He bowls. This one banged in short, and Rousseau pulls this through the mid-wicket region for 4 runs. Nice boundary from Riley Rousseau. Another boundary for him. 4 runs for him and the Thunder. That will bring up the half century for the Thunder. 50 runs on the board for the loss of the 1 wicket. That was Gilkes. And nicely played there from Rousseau. No pace from de Granholm, and that one just sat up that short ball, and he was able to pull it nicely through mid-wicket. De Granholm in, this one full. And Rousseau glides it down to short third man for a single. Last ball of the 6th over for de Granholm. He'll be hoping to finish off here. He's gone for a few singles and a boundary. He's bowled a dot ball. Don't want to go for a boundary off this last ball. He bowls. This one a full toss. And Hales hits this to the fielder at long on for a single to end the 6th over. It's the end of the over. It's 1 for 52 after 6. Six overs down in the book. Sydney Thunder 1 for 52. Definitely a much better start than it was the other night against the Strikers when they got bowled out for 15. If they can get a score around about 170, 180 here in Adelaide, that's a pretty good score to have, especially in T20 cricket here at the ground in Adelaide. So it's going to be Rashid Khan to bowl his second over in a row. Usually bowls a couple of overs at this stage of the game. He'll be hoping to pick up the second wicket and hopefully to pick up the wicket of Hales. He's batted well, 38 off 22 he is. So here we go, Rashid Khan. He's in, he bowls to Hales. This one nicely hit down the ground there from Hales. Straight back past Rashid Khan down the ground for a single. And he moves on to 39. And Riley Rousseau will be on strike. So good start. Here we go. Rashid in to Rousseau, who works this through mid-wicket for a single. And I think that's the game plan from the Sydney Thunder. Look to, rotate the strike, look to pick off the singles, not take a risk of Rashid Khan. You don't want to lose a wicket here. And you certainly don't want Rashid Khan to pick up 2 wickets in an over. So that's the game plan here. Rashid in again to Hales. And Hales drives this through the covers. Colin de Granholm will cut it off at mid-off for a single. So 3 singles in this over. Pretty good over from Rashid Khan. You'll be hoping to finish off the over strongly with 3 balls left, but that's the game plan from the Thunders. Look to rotate the strike off him. Rashid bowls to Rousseau. This one outside off stump, and Rousseau sweeps him to deep backward square leg for a single. And the Thunder pick up another single in the over. 4 singles in the over with 2 balls left. So it's been a quiet over. It's been pretty good from Rashid Khan, but the Thunder looking just to rotate the strike and not take a risk of Rashid Khan. Rashid in to Hales. This one short, and Hales hits it straight to the fielder at cover for no run. Pretty good over for Rashid Khan. 4 singles and a dot. 1 ball remaining of the 7th over. And he will bowl to Alex Hales. Rashid in to Hales. This one on his leg stump. And Hales hits it down to mid-on for a single. To end the 7th over, it's the end of the over. It's 1 for 57 after 7. Pretty good over from Rashid Khan. Quiet over there. And he'll be delighted with that over. 1 for 57 after 7 for the Thunder. Adelaide Strikers will be, quite happy about how things are panning out at this point in time in the game. Would hope to pick up another couple of wickets if they can. Stem the flow of runs and momentum that the Thunder are building. And Rashid Khan, pretty good first over for him. So it's going to be Colin de Granholm to continue. He's going to be bowling to Hales. He's on 41 off 26. So de Granholm in to Hales. This one a full toss. And it's going to be called a wide. This one way outside of the guidelines. So he has to re-bowl that one again, Colin de Granholm. Got that one wrong. Well wide of Alex Hales. Extra run for the Thunder. Extra delivery for Colin de Granholm to bowl in this over. He bowls to Hales again. This one wide of outside off stump. Outside edge from Hales, just short of the fielder. Chris Linnett, short third man, just bounced in front of him. He'll pick up a couple of runs. Bit of a misfield there from Lynn. He sort of knocked it on a bit when he fielded the ball. And they were able to come back for the second run. But that one just falling short there of Chris Linnett, short third man. De Granholm in again to Hales. This one full. Hales drives this through the covers for a single. And already four runs from this over. The wide, couple of runs at a single now. Thunder 1 for 61, going along nicely. 7.2 overs into the innings. Riley Rousseau on strike to de Granholm. He's in, he bowls. Swing and a miss from Rousseau. Harry Nelson, I should say, up close to the stumps. Took the ball nicely and whipped off the bails in a flash, as most wicketkeepers do, for an attempted stumping, but in the end, Rousseau was well safe, and he was in his crease, so no problems there with the stumping, but a good take from Nelson. De Granholm, in again to Rousseau. He bowls this one full on leg stump, and Rousseau whips this through the mid-wicket region for a single. And the funder looking to build the partnership, looking to rotate strike and keep the scoreboard ticking over, doing the basics well. I think that's very important. And that's what they're doing at the moment. So De Granholm into Hales. This one full toss, and Hales was able to whip this down to long on for another single. He moves on to 45 of 29 balls. So he's played pretty well, Alex Hales. Very dangerous T20 player. And he'll be hoping to get a big score here for the funder, kick on and definitely push on for a score here. De Granholm to Rousseau, and Rousseau defends this straight back down the pitch to De Granholm. It's a dot ball to finish. It's the end of the over. It's 1 for 6. It's 1 for 63 after 8. So pretty productive over from the funder. Couple of singles, couple of twos. And Riley Rousseau in the last game against the Melbourne Renegades for the Sydney Thunder, he got a half century, 53 he got. In the end, the Sydney Thunder weren't able to win that game. The Melbourne Renegades were able to win. And they've started well in BBL 12. Second place on the table, 2 wins from 2 games, equal with the Adelaide Strikers, who are yet to lose a game. As Henry Fortin comes back into the attack, he'll bowl his second over, and he'll bowl to Alex Hales, who's on 45. So here we go, Fortin into Hales. This one short. Hales tried to heave this over the leg side. Didn't quite time it. I think it got the toe end of the bat. And in the end, it goes back down the ground to mid-off for a single. I don't think that's where Alex Hales intended to play that ball. He was looking to go over the leg side, but in the end, it hit his pad, hit his thigh in the end. And in the end, it went back down the ground to mid-off for a single. So anyway, he gets a single off that delivery, 48 for him, for Hales, and Rousseau's on strike. To Fortin, he's at the top of his mark. And he's bounding in now. Past the umpire, Fortin, he bowls to Rousseau. This one full, outside off stump, and Rousseau heaves this straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket, and he's out. He's gone for 14. He went for the big shot, and in the end, picks out the fielder at deep mid-wicket. And that is the end of Riley Rousseau. Short innings, 14 he made of 13 balls. He's gone, and the Sydney Thunder lose their second wicket. A very good catch from Colin de Granholm there at deep mid-wicket. And that is the end of Riley Rousseau. He's gone for 14. And that's the end of his innings for tonight. The Thunder are 2 for 64. And Henry Fortin picks up the wicket of Rousseau, breaks the partnership. And that's what the Adelaide Strikers needed. And second wicket down for the Thunder. Two for 64, and it's going to be Ollie Davies to join Alex Hales at the middle. He's only 22 years old. He's only into his BBL career. It's only a short time for him in the BBL, only 19 matches he's played, high score of 48, so he'll be hoping to improve that as the BBL progresses over the next few weeks. But he'll be on strike to Fortin. So here we go, Fortin to Davies. He bowls this one defended by Davies. Straight back to Fortin for a dot ball. So good delivery there from Fortin. After taking the wicket, bowls a dot ball. That's pretty good. And he'll be hoping to pick up another wicket here. Rousseau didn't quite time that. Hit it straight up in the air. It's quite a long hit, square of the wicket here at the Adelaide Oval. It didn't quite time that to get it over deep the wicket's head. Fortin into Davies, who glides this down to Rashid Khan, who does well at third man, and they'll pick up a single. And he's off the mark, Davies. And Alex Hales will be on strike. 46 for him. He's going long nicely. Let us know in the poll that we have in the chat. Who do you think is going to win tonight? The Strikers or the Thunder? As Fortin bowls to Hales, this one full. And Hales does well to get it out for a single on the leg side. He picks up a single. Very good delivery from Fortin. That was full. Almost a Yorker length. And Hales does well to get that out to the leg side for a quick single. Good delivery from Fortin. It's been a pretty good over. Picked up the wicket of Rousseau and a few singles since the wicket and a dot ball as well. So last ball of the over to Davies now, Fortin. He bowls this one full. Fortin bowls a full delivery and Davies works it out to the offside to the fielder at deep point for a single. End of the over. It's end of 9 overs. It's 2 for 67 after 9 for the Thunder. And they'll be hoping to get a partnership here. Obviously, wickets doesn't help. You lose wickets in T20 cricket, it can often stem the momentum that you've built. And often very difficult to wrestle that momentum back. But the Sydney Thunder, 2 for 67 after 9. It's going to be Wes Agar back into the attack. He's going to bowl the last over before the drinks break. 10 overs, drinks break in the BBL. So this will be the last over. And he will bowl to Davies. He's on strike. So Agar into Davies. He bowls this one outside edge. A full delivery outside edge from Davies. It's racing away to the third man boundary for 4 runs. Third man was up inside the ring, and Davies was able to get it past the keeper. He was trying to go through the covers, but in the end got an outside edge, and it went straight to third man, to the third man boundary for 4 runs. So that's his first boundary of the innings, Davies, and he'll be pretty happy about that as Agar bowls again to Davies. This one defended from Davies straight back to Agar for a dot ball. It was a full delivery and Davies hit it straight back to Wes Agar. So dot ball, good comeback there from Agar to come back after that boundary that was hit. 2 for 71 for the Thunder. Nearly halfway. Agar in again to Davies. This one down the leg side from Agar. It's going to be called a wide. Down the leg side there. No, in the end, it's okay. I think it brushed a bit of pad there. So in the end, it's a dot ball. Fought for a moment there. Agar was going to get penalised for the wide, but in the end, it wasn't a wide. It was a dot ball. Close enough to the batter. In Davies, probably flicked a bit of pad as well. Maybe his fire guard or something like that. But anyway, dot ball. And Agar into Davies again. This one short and wide outside off stump. And Davies hits it straight to the fielder at deep point for a single. He moves on to a runner ball 7 off 7 balls. And Alex Hales on 47 on strike. 3 away from the half century. And he'll be hoping to bring it up with a boundary, either a 4 or a 6. But the Sydney Thunder, 2 for 72. Here we go. Agar to Hales. This one short. Outside off stump again, Hales drives straight to the fielder at extra cover for a dot ball. Didn't quite get it either side of the fielder at extra cover. If he did, it would have been going straight to the boundary. He hit that with such force and pace. But a good piece of fielding from Peter Siddle, the captain of the Strikers. He was able to cut that off. So here we go. Last ball of the over from Agar. He bowls to Hales. This one outside of stump and wide. And in the end, it's called a wide by the umpire. Too wide from Wes Agar there. He was trying to bowl the wide delivery. Alex Hales couldn't reach it. So therefore, the umpire says it's a wide ball. So Alex Hales will get an extra delivery. So here we go. Last ball of the over from Agar. To Hales. He bowls this one short, and it's been pulled away over the square leg boundary for 6. And Alex Hales brings up his half century. 53 he made, and what a shot to bring it up with. It's the end of the over. It's 2 for 79. It's going to be drinks here at the Adelaide Oval. After 10 overs, the Thunder are 2 for 79 after 10. Halfway through, Alex Hales, pretty good shot. Good pull shot over the square leg boundary for a maximum. So drinks at the Adelaide Oval, 2 for 79 for the Thunder. And they'll be hoping to kick on after drinks and probably choose the right time for the power surge. And they'll be hoping to get a few more runs on the board if they can. Gadash, hello, hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. And the Thunder 2 for 79 at drinks after 10 overs. Match number 9 of the BBL. It is the Strikers and the Thunder doing battle here at the Adelaide Oval. Two for 79 after 10 for the Thunder. Drinks break at the Adelaide Oval. And so far, so good. I think both teams would be pretty happy where the game's at the moment. The Sydney Thunder would like to, well, hopefully Alex Hales to kick on and probably get a big score. He's already crossed over 50, so they'll be hoping for him to probably kick on and get a big score, put the Thunder in a good position. We shall see what happens. Drinks at the Adelaide Oval, 2 for 79 after 10 for the Thunder. Let's see what they can do. The Adelaide Strikers will be hoping for some wickets. Some more wickets if they can. Let's see what they can do. So Alex Hales hit a 6 just before the drinks break, and I think someone got injured in the crowd. I think Alex Hales just went over to see if they were okay. I think someone got hit by the ball when he hit that big 6 over the square leg boundary just before the drinks break. I think someone got injured. I think the ball hit that person. But Alex Hales just going over just to make sure they're okay. And I think they're okay. So 2 for 79 after 10 overs for the Thunder. Alex Hales 53, Davies 7. It's going to be Matt Short to bowl another over. He already bowled 1 over. That was the first over of the innings. None for 2 from his first over. So another over from him. Looking to get another over out of the way. And hoping that he can pick up a wicket as well. He bowls to Davies. This one full. Davies drives to mid-off for a single. He moves on to 8. And the Strikers We'll be hoping to pick up another wicket here. The Thunder 2 for 80. It's a good start after 10 overs. They would like to kick on and hopefully get a score of maybe 170, 180 should be achievable from here. That's a pretty good score at the Adelaide Oval, especially in T20s. Short in again to Hales. He bowls this one uppish from Hales. Gets it past mid-wicket, down the ground. And he'll pick up a single. A couple of singles to begin the over from the Thunder. It's been pretty good over from Short thus far. No boundaries. That's always a good sign. Short in to Davies. This one short from Short. And Davies was able to work it on to the offside to deep cover for a single. Pretty good start from Short in this over. 3 singles to begin the over. It's pretty good. Already none for 6 from his nearly 2 and a bit overs. Pretty good start. He's in again, Short. He bowls to Hales. This one defended from Hales. Straight back down the pitch to Short for no run. So here we go. Short to Hales. This one defended from Hales. Back down the pitch again to Short. And there is no run. 2 dot balls in a row from Hales. From Short. Pretty good over. 3 singles and 2 dots is pretty good. Last ball of the over. Short to Hales. And this one, he hits it straight to mid-wicket. Dot ball. Another dot ball to win the over. Good over from Short. It's the end of the over. It's 2 for 82 after 11 for the Thunder. And we've got 9 overs left of the innings. What can they get to? 170, 180? Good evening, John. Good evening. I hope you're well. And thanks for joining us. BBL action from the Adelaide Oval. It's the Strikers versus the Thunder. Match number 9 of this BBL. And obviously, it would have been day 4 of the test match between Australia and South Africa, but seeing that finished in 2 days, we got some BBL action instead. Siddle in to Davies. This one full, and Davies works it through mid-wicket. Looking for 2. They're pushing for 2, and they'll get it. It was a tight second run there, but in the end, they get through for the second. For the second run there, Davies moves on to 11 off 10. Good running there. Well, an interesting stat. Tonight's game between the Strikers and the Thunder is the 500th Big Bash League match. 500 games of the BBL tonight. Siddle in to Davies, works it through the leg side, through mid-wicket for a single. And he moves on to 12. Thanks for joining us, everyone. BBL action for the first time on the podcast this summer. So here we go. Siddle to Hales. Swing and a miss from Hales. He tried to launch that over mid-wicket for a big maximum. In the end, swing and a miss. Probably overhit that one. Lost his shape. Good bowling there from Siddle. Dot ball. It's always a good result. 11.3 overs bowled. Hales 54. Ollie Davies 12. Siddle. Pretty good from his first couple of overs. He bowls to Hales. This one a full toss, and Hales works it down to long off for a single. And the Thunder move on to 2 for 86. Two for 86, 11.4 overs done in the book. We've got 2 balls left of this over. Siddle to Davies. This one full. Davies works it out to long on for a single. It's been a pretty good over from Siddle. A dot ball, 3 singles and a 2. It's been pretty good. And quiet over here from the Thunder. So you would think with the Thunder, the start they had 2 for 87, you should think they'll get a score of in excess of 150 plus, up towards maybe 170, 180. It's been good from the strikers. They've been bowling well. Siddle to Hales. This one full outside off stump. Hales drives this through the covers. He'll pick up an easy 2 to end the over. It's the end of the over. It's 2 for 89 after 12. 8 overs left. Let us know in the chat what sort of a total target that the funder should get. 2 for 89. It's been a pretty good start. John, you say didn't realise Siddle was still playing, and they say T20 is a young cricketer's game. Well, yes, he's still playing, Peter Siddle. He's in his late 30s, but he's still playing some T20 cricket, of course, the Big Bash, but he's doing quite well. So 2 for 89 after 12 for the Sydney funder. And it's been a pretty good start. It's going to be Rashid Khan back into the attack. He does pretty well. He's already picked up a wicket. 1 for 10 from his 2. He'll be hoping to get another couple of wickets here if he can. So here we go. Rashid into Davies. This one nicely played from Davies. It was short outside off stump. He glided it nicely through the covers for 4. Gave himself room. He backed onto the leg stump to free himself up to hit through the offside. And he did that nicely through the covers for a boundary. And he'll pick up another boundary for the funder. It's a good start for the funder in this over. Boundary first ball. Rashid into Davies again. This one on the stumps and swept off the stumps from Davies. Beats the fielder at short, fine leg. Good fielding there from the Adelaide Strikers fielders. They'll come back for 3 runs. Good running there. Davies moves on to 20. And the funder closing in on 100. 2 for 96. Just having a look to see if it did hit the boundary here. No, it didn't. Pretty good fielding there from the Adelaide Strikers fielders. Good teamwork there. One chasing the ball, the other one waiting for the throw to come back from the fielder. So pretty good. Rashid Khan in again to Hales. Hales bunts this down the ground to mid-off for a single. 2 for 97, 3 balls left of the 13th. Pretty good from funder in this over. Got the boundary, got a few singles and a 3. Rashid into Davies, who works this through the leg side, through mid-wicket for a single. 2 balls left. John says, looks like 160 is the benchmark for a lot of T20 games now. Yes, anything 150 plus, you're certainly in the game. Rashid in to Hales. This one outside off stump. Hales works it onto the leg side to the fielder in the deep. And he'll pick up another single. It's been a pretty good over from the funder, but also from the Adelaide Strikers' point of view, it hasn't gone for a big over. Rashid Khan pretty much economical. So Rashid to Davies. Bowls. This one swept from Davies to the fielder at backward square leg for a single. And it's the end of the over. And also, the Sydney funder have taken the power surge as well. So these 2 overs. 2 fielders are allowed outside the circle. The funder have taken the power surge. Didn't realise they took it, but they did, looking to capitalise with the 2 fielders out. 2 for 100 after 13. The power surge. We've got 1 over left of the power surge. It's going to be Peter Siddle to bowl the last over of the power surge. The funder 2 for 100 after 13. We got 7 overs left of the first innings. The funder looking to get to a score of probably in excess of 150 plus, up towards 180, 170. But Adelaide Strikers will be hoping for a couple of wickets to peg it back. Siddle into Davies. This one full. Davies whips it outside off stump. Straight to the fielder. Deep mid wicket. Direct hit. I think he was safe. It ricochets off the stumps. They'll pick up a second run from the ricochet. And they'll come back for a second run. Now then, it was pretty close. A direct hit, but I think he was well safe, Davies. I don't think we're going to go upstairs to have a look at this. Just going to have a look at the replay. Good piece of fielding from the fielder there. Can't make out who it was, but Davies went for the dive and he got in just. Direct hit, ricocheted off the stumps. They picked up a second run. So good game awareness there from the Sydney Thunder pair of Hales and Davies. The ricochet off the stumps, no one backing up. And they were able to come back for 2 runs off that delivery. It should have really been a single. But in the end, they got 2 runs because of the ricochet. So pretty good batting there. Good game awareness. He was well in. The dive got him home in the end. So 2 runs on to the score. Siddle to Davies. This one full toss and Davies whips it over the rope, over square leg for 6 runs. That was a very good shot from Davies. Peter Siddle just missing his line and didn't quite get that delivery right there. Full toss outside off stump. Davies was able to whip that outside off stump and hit it over the square leg boundary for a maximum. Siddle into Davies again. This one short and wide outside off stump. Swing and a miss from Davies. Straight through to the keeper for no run. Good comeback from Peter Siddle after getting hit for a 6. Which is always good for a bowler, especially when you get hit for a 6 or a boundary. The follow-up delivery is going to be right on the money. For Siddle, it was a dot ball. Siddle into Davies. This one carved over cover. The fielder will cut it off there in the deep. They'll come back for 2 runs. Pretty good over from the Thunder. 10 off it. 2 balls left and a dot ball. So 10 runs off the over with that 6 and a couple of runs. And it's been a pretty good over from the Thunder's point of view. 2 for 110, 2 balls left of the 14th. We've got 6 overs after this. Siddle into Davies. He bowls this one short outside off stump again. Swing and a miss from Davies, and it's called a wide from the umpire. 2 wide there, and he'll have to re-bowl that one again, Peter Siddle. Wide delivery. Yep. So here we go. Siddle to Davies. He bowls this one full outside off stump. Davies hits it straight to mid-off for a quick single. Thunder 2 for 112. 1 over left of the 14th. Match number 9 of the BBL 12 season from the Adelaide Oval. It's the Strikers and the Thunder. For the Strikers, they win tonight. They have won 3 games in a row. For the Thunder, they need to win tonight. They're 1 and 2. They want to get back to level pegging. Here we go. Still to Hales. This one full outside off stump. Hales does well to work it through the covers for a single. To end the 14th over, it's 2 for 113. And that is the end of the power surge. So in the end, pretty good power surge from the Sydney Thunder in those 2 overs there. And they've got 8 wickets in hand. John says, too harsh with wides, but as long as the umpires are consistent. Yeah, that's right, John. I think you just want some consistency from the umpires when it comes to wides in T20 cricket. I think that's the thing, really, that all players want, that consistency. But Thunder, 2 for 113. 6 overs left before we wrap up this first innings of this Match number 9 encounter between the Strikers and the Thunder. It's going to be Matt Short to bowl another over or spin. He bowls to Hales, and this one hits straight to Peter Siddle at cover. I think, no, in the end, dot ball. Alex Hales just picked out the fielder there. Hit that very hard. Short in again to Hales, and Hales gets it past cover. Work to do for de Granholm. At the long off boundary, he'll cut it off for 2. Good running there from Hales and Davies. So Short in again to Hales. He bowls this one outside off stump. Swing and a miss from Hales. Good bowling from Short. Alex Hales looking to tee off. He's 62 or 46. So he's at that stage of his innings now where he'll be starting to tee off now. Short to Hales. He bunts this down the ground for a single to mid-on. Picks up 1. 63 or 47. Davies, 33. And he's on strike now to Short. He bowls this one. Davies didn't quite time that. In the end, it goes onto the leg side, down to long on for a single. He used his feet, got to the pitch of the ball, looking to hit that over cover, but in the end, really didn't quite time it. In the end, it went down to long on for a single. So it's a pretty good over for Matt Short. Only 4 runs off it and 2 dots with 1 ball left. Bowls to Hales. This one, Hales backs away and he carves this through covers for 4 to end the over. It was a good over up until that last ball from Short. And it's the end of the over. It's 2 for 121. We got 5 overs remaining. Alex Hales was Short outside off stump, spinning back into Hales, the right-hander. And in the end, Hales gave himself room, backed away to the leg side, gave himself room to access the offside. And he was able to hit that nicely through the covers for a boundary to end the over. As Colin de Granholm bowls another over, he'll bowl the 16th. We've got 5 overs remaining. The Thunder, can they get to a total of 160, 170, 180? It's always a good surface here in Adelaide. In T20 cricket, you would like to cash in and get some runs. John says, shame ball tracking takes so long to analyse the data. It would be ideal tech to use for consistent wide calls. Yes, a lot of people have talked about that. As de Granholm bowls a wide. First ball of his over. That one's a bit too wide. And a straightforward decision by the umpire to call that wide. Yes, I have heard that. Some people have talked about that, where ball tracking should be used for that. As de Granholm bowls, this one short and wide outside off stump. In the end, swing and a miss from Davies for a dot ball. Good take from Harry Nielsen, son of Tim Nielsen, former Australian coach and former South Australian player himself. Granholm in again to Davies. This one full outside off stump. And Davies hits this over cover. Good fielding from the fielder in the deep. He'll cut it off for 2. Davies moves on to 36. Colin de Granholm. He's retired now from international cricket. Played for New Zealand, now retired. Playing for the Strikers in this BBL. He bowls to Davies again. This one outside off stump, and Davies pulls this to the fielder at deep mid-wicket for a single. Hit it too well. And in the end, you can only pick up a single. Well, BBL 12. It's shaping up to be an exciting BBL, hopefully. De Granholm into Hales. This one outside off stump, and Hales whips him over to deep backward square leg for a single. This one was outside off stump from de Granholm, and Hales was able to move across outside off stump, and he was able to access the leg side better because of that. He hit it straight to deep backward square leg, though, for a single, but the intention was clear there from Hales to look to try and clear the rope. In the end, he couldn't do it. It was only a single. De Grandhomme bowls to Davies. This one outside off stump. Inside edge will trickle out to short fine leg for a single. One ball left to the 16th. A lot of people saying the Adelaide Strikers probably going to win this game tonight. We shall see. As De Grandhomme bowls to Hales, and it's the... Oh, he's out. He's gone. He hit it straight to backward point, and that is the end of Hales. The big wicket for the Strikers. He's gone, and he hit it straight to the fielder at backward point. He tried to glide it past the fielder at backward point, but in the end, Wes Agar, I believe it was, the fielder at backward point, he caught it. Alex Hales could not believe that. He thought he would have got it past the fielder there, but he's gone for 68. An important wicket for the Strikers. The Thunder are 3 for 127. And we've got 4 overs left of the innings. Good wicket there. Much needed wicket for the Adelaide Strikers because Alex Hales was looking dangerous. He's gone for 68 off 50. He batted well, but he's got to go. John says, Mark Waugh explained it. Ball tracking used last in tests because of the time it takes to predict, analyze the available data. Wide should be easy as the ball has complete its path, no prediction. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Because you don't need any prediction without, it's only for LBWs. But for ball tracking, there has been some debate about using that for wides and that, especially in the limited overs form or in test matches. But we shall see what they can come up with, the boffins, when it comes to the technology. It's always improving. As Daniel Sams arrives at the crease, that was the end of the over, so Rashid Khan will bowl to Davies. Davies works it through the leg side to deep square leg for a single, and Daniel Sams will be on strike for the first ball of his innings. He'll take guard as he scratches centre. He'll be hoping to get off strike or not get out to Rashid Khan because he can be very dangerous. So Rashid into Sams. This one on his pads. Sams whips it through to the fielder at mid-wicket for a single. And he's off the mark. Now, the Sydney Thunder. The Adelaide Strikers have been bowling well. They've kept it tight. There have been a few dot balls and a few quiet overs. Rashid to Davies. This one's short outside off stump. Davies backs away onto leg stump, carves it through the covers, straight to the fielder at deep cover for a single. 3 for 130 now for the Thunder. You would think with the Thunder, the way they started this innings, you would think 170, 180, 190 was on the board. All of a sudden, some quiet overs and some wickets has probably changed that. Rashid to Sams. He bowls this one under edge into the body of Sams, into his pads. He was trying to work that through the leg side, didn't time it. Dot ball. Rashid Khan's been pretty good tonight. He's bowled well. He's picked up a wicket. And he'll be hoping to pick up another wicket. He bowls to Sams. This one a swing and a miss from Sams. Good take from Nelson, the keeper. Dot ball in the end. That was a wrong one. Nearly got an under edge on that, Sams. Luckily he didn't. He survives. Last ball of Rashid Khan's over. Bowls to Sams. This one outside off stump. Sams cuts this to backward point for a single to end the 17th. It's the end of the over. It's 3 for 131. We've got 3 overs left. Sydney Thunder just lost their way a little bit here in the last few overs. We're destined to get a score of 160, 170, 180. Unfortunately, that hasn't been the case because a few quiet overs and some wickets from the Strikers has definitely changed that. So in the end, I think the Adelaide Strikers will be very content where the Strikers, where the Thunder are at the moment. 3 for 131 with 3 overs left. It's a pretty good result for the strikers. They'll be hoping to get a wicket here if they can. It's going to be Colin de Granholm. He's going to bowl his last over. Rashid Khan's done for the night. He bowled his overs. So it's going to be de Granholm to bowl. He bowls to Sams. This one worked onto the leg side. Down to long on for a couple of runs. Good running there from Sams. Picks up 2. He moves to 4. Granholm in to Sams. This one full, and Sams works this down to long on for a single. 2 overs remaining after this. Can the Thunder get up past 150? Can they get a score that's going to be competitive here on this Adelaide Oval surface? Granholm in. This one a full toss. Outside off stump. Davies works it through the covers. He'll pick up a single. Good fielding there at long off. A couple of runs onto the turtle for the Sydney Thunder. De Granholm. 5 runs from his first 3 balls. He bowls to Davies. This one full toss. Outside off stump. Davies goes for the pull. Straight up in the air and taken it long on. Rashid Khan takes a very good catch. And that is the end of Davies. His innings has to end. He's gone for 42, and the Thunder lose their 4th wicket. They're 4 for 136. Full toss outside off stump from de Granholm. Didn't quite time that, Davies. And a very good catch from Rashid Khan there. At long on. So Davies gone for 42. It's 4 for 136. And not what the Sydney Thunder wanted. They've just lost a few wickets here, and it stemmed the momentum. And for the Adelaide Strikers, they'll be very delighted with how this is panning out. And they could be chasing a very chaseable score. So Alex Ross is going to come out to the middle. He's going to face Colin de Granholm. 2 balls left to the 18th over. And the Sydney Thunder will be disappointed with losing these wickets. Would have hoped for a lot more runs to Granholm in to Ross. This one outside off stump. Ross drives through the covers to the fielder in the deep. For a single, he's off the mark. 1 ball left to the 18th. Daniel Sams, 5 off 4. Sorry, 5 off 6. As he faces de Granholm. Last ball of the 18th over. De Granholm bowls. This one full on his pads. And Sams whips it onto the leg side to the fielder in the deep for a single. End of the over. It's 4 for 138. 4 for 138. We've got 2 overs remaining in the innings, and the Thunder would be disappointed losing these wickets, and they would have hoped for a lot more runs. But they have been a little bit inconsistent throughout this BBL with their batting, the Sydney Thunder. And they'll be hoping to rectify that tonight and throughout this BBL season. But at the moment, it's not really looking good. As Henry Fortin returns, he's going to bowl definitely the 19th over and the 20th. He's going to bowl the 19th. So he bowls to Sam. This one's outside off stump. And Sams whips it straight to the fielder in the deep at long on for a couple of runs. Thunder, 140 now for the loss of 4 wickets. And they'll be hoping that they can get up to 150. Past 150, maybe 160. Give themselves a score that they can bowl to. Fortune in to Sams. This one full. Inside edge from Sams onto his pads for a dot ball. Good bowling from Fortune. Very important to execute in the last 2 overs of an innings. So Fortune into Sams. He bowls and Sams hits it straight to short. Fine leg and he's out. He walked across outside off stump to try and flick it and ramp it over short fine leg, but in the end he didn't quite time it and he hit it straight down his throat at short fine leg. And the Thunder lose another wicket. They lose their 5th. Sam's got to go. A simple catch in the end for the fielder at short fine leg. He's got to go. And Fortune gets a wicket. So Daniel Sam's gone for 8. It's 5 for 140. And the Thunder keep losing wickets at the wrong time. Momentum swinging in the favour of the Adelaide Strikers. Well, much needed wicket there for the Adelaide Strikers, and that is the end of Daniel Sam's try to ramp it over short fine leg. In the end, he didn't quite time it. Good catch there from the fielder there. So another wicket loss for the Thunder, 5 for 140. McAndrew comes to the crease, and he'll be facing Fortune, who bowls this one full, and McAndrew drives to the fielder out on the offside in the deep. For a single, he's off the mark. Now, the Sydney Thunder just not quite getting it right here. Playing these sort of shots, and Daniel Sam's, that was his undoing, unfortunately. Probably not the shot to be playing. I can understand the thinking behind it with fine leg inside the circle. Fortune to Ross. Bowls this one full. Ross drives to long off. Rashid Khan does well. Does the fielding for a single. One ball left. John says, still don't get these pointless manufactured shots. Put away the loose ball and run hard. 2s. Yep, well, that's T20 cricket for you. You're always going to have players who are going to premeditate and play these shorter shots. Fortune into McAndrew. Backs away onto the leg stump to give himself room to carve the offside, to access the offside, I should say. In the end, it's a swing and a miss. It's a dot ball to end the over. End of the over, 5 for 142. Good over from the Strikers. 1 over left of this innings. 142. I think the Sydney Thunder, with the start they had, Alex Hales was going nicely. Could have got a lot more than 142. I think they're going to be below par on this Adelaide Oval surface. I think you would like to get in excess of 180, 117 usually here in Adelaide, not 142. So definitely under par here. And they'll be hoping to get a few runs in this last over if they can. Peter Siddle will bowl the last over, the skipper. He'll be bowling to Alex Ross, who will face this last over. He's on 2. Siddle bowls. This one short outside our stump. Ross pulls it to deep mid-wicket for a single. Good start from the Adelaide Strikers. And for the Sydney Thunder, they need a few boundaries here if they can. A few boundaries and a few sixes. Get this total up. If they can. So Siddle to McAndrew bowls. This one outside off stump. Driven by McAndrew to mid-off. Sorry, to long off, I should say, for a single. Pretty good start from the Strikers. 2 singles to start this over. So Siddle in, this one short outside off stump. Pulled away by Ross to long on. They'll come back for 2 and they'll get there. 2 runs on the board. But it's been a good over from the Strikers. It's been a good over from Siddle. Already 4 runs off this last over. A couple of singles and then a 2. So it's been a pretty good over. Unlike the Sydney Thunder and their sort of objections for this last over. They would like to maximise this last over, but they're not quite doing that. Siddle in, this one full again. Ross works it onto the leg side to mid-wicket for a single. 2 balls left to the innings. It's been good bowling from Siddle. He's been bowling well at the death especially. It's been a pretty good last over to the innings. That's for sure. So 2 balls left. The Thunder, 5 for 147. So here we go. Siddle to McAndrew. Bowls. This one short outside off stump. McAndrew works it over cover. Straight to Jake Weatherall there at deep cover for a single. It's been a pretty good over. 1 ball left to the innings. 1 ball left. And it's been a pretty good over from Peter Siddle. He'll be very happy with how this over has gone. It's been pretty good. But for the Thunder, a score of over 150. It's something to bowl at. I don't think it will be enough. As Siddle bowls the last over to Ross. This one full, and Ross works it down to long on. They'll push in hard for 2. They'll come back for the second. So 150 up for the Thunder. At the end of their 20 overs, I don't think that's going to be enough. But it's something to bowl at. 150 for the Thunder at the end of their overs. 5 for 150 after the end of their 20 overs. Something to bowl at in this first innings for them. 5 for 150 after 20. Alex Hale's top scored was 68 of 50. Davies top scored, well, the second top scorer, I should say, with 42 of 30. Apart from that, they will be disappointed to get to 150. For the Adelaide Strikers, the bowlers did their job. 2 wickets for Fortin, 2 wickets for de Granholm, a wicket for Rashid Khan. No wickets for Short and for Wes Agar and for Colin de Granholm. But apart from that, pretty clinical, pretty good bowling performance from the Strikers. So 151 they need from 120 balls for the Strikers to win and to top the table and to go 3-0 up to start this BBL 12 season. Let us know in the chat, everyone, if you're still joining us. Do you think they'll get there? Do you think they'll get there? Can they chase it down? The Adelaide Strikers, they've got a good chance of doing it. We shall see. 151 for the Adelaide Strikers to win match number 9 of the BBL and to go 3-0 up and to consolidate their spot at the top of the table. So it's the innings break, and if you've got any questions or anything like that regarding anything that's going on in the game of cricket, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. 151 for the Strikers to win and to consolidate top spot on the BBL table. So that's what the Strikers would need to get. 151 off 120 balls to win. And they'll be hoping to get off to a good start in the power play and hopefully to maximise that and hopefully get a good partnership and really set them on their way of chasing down this total of 151. For the Sydney Thunder, disappointed, you would think, to get a score of 150. It's something to bowl at, I suppose. But they'll be hoping for a lot more than 150, especially here at the Adelaide Oval. Probably a score of 170, 180 is probably par. Depends on the surface. There has been a bit of rain around today, so probably that was a factor as well. But the Sydney Thunder have been a bit on and off with their batting throughout this season, been a bit inconsistent. We shall see. So as we wait for the second innings to begin, any questions that you may have, anyone, about anything in the game of cricket, we'd be more than happy to answer them. About the test match, the Gabba, Australia and South Africa. That was a crazy test match, ended in 2 days. Would have been day 4 of that test today, but it ended too quickly. So let's hope for Boxing Day it will be a longer test match than what we saw at the Gabba. But Australia taking a 1-0 series lead in that series, and they'll be hoping to make it 2-0 and to wrap up the series come Boxing Day in a few days' time. And they'll be hoping for that to happen and to win their first test series against South Africa in Australia for the first time since 2005-06. South Africa have won the last 3 series in Australia when it comes to Test cricket. But a very different South African side, that's for sure. So let us know in the chat. Many people have been voting in the poll. You've been saying that the Adelaide Strikers should be able to win this game. Sydney Thunder, a lot of work for them to do. Certainly behind the 8 ball, they would have liked to get a score of 160, 170, 180. In the end, it was 150. They lost wickets at the wrong time. Loss of momentum. Alex Hales was batting well. Then he went, and they kept losing wickets. The Adelaide Strikers bowled really well. That's definitely the strength of the Adelaide Strikers, their bowling. So let's see how the Sydney Thunder will come out in the second innings of this match number 9 of the BBL. Strikers and the Thunder from the Adelaide Oval. And we shall see what will happen. But thanks for joining us, everyone, and I hope everyone's enjoying the cricket, wherever you may be around the world. Sorry that we couldn't live stream the test match, obviously, the first test between Australia and South Africa. We were meant to live stream day 3, but unfortunately, the test ended in 2 days, so we weren't able to do that. But let's hope we don't have a shortened match in Melbourne. But we'll have to make do with the BBL for the time being. And hopefully that can bring us some excitement and some entertainment, especially over the next few days as we get into Boxing Day, of course, and obviously the test match between Australia and South Africa. Boxing Day, always a big occasion at the MCG every summer. Always the highlight of the summer, of course. Just recapping, if you've just joined us, what has happened. And the Sydney Thunder batted first. They made 5 for 150 from their 20 overs. Alex Hale's top score was 68. And the Adelaide Strikers bowled really well. Took wickets when they needed to stop the momentum and the flow of runs from the Thunder. And they were able to pick up wickets. 2 wickets for Fortin, 2 wickets for de Granholm, a wicket for Rashid Khan, no wickets for Wes Agar, Siddle, and Matt Short, but they bowled economically. The Sydney Thunder will be disappointed about how they batted. At one stage, they were off to a good start. It looked like they were going to get a score of probably up towards 170, 180. Unfortunately, wickets didn't help their cause. And as I said, their batting has been a bit scratchy over the last few matches in this BBL. And they've been a bit inconsistent. So they'll be hoping for a better performance in this game against the Adelaide Strikers with the bat. They batted okay, but they would have liked a few more runs on the board. For the Adelaide Strikers, they'll be delighted with how they've bowled. They look pretty good at the start of this BBL 12 season. Topping the ladder at the moment, they've got 2 wins from 2. They'll be hoping to win this game tonight and probably consolidate their lead at the top of the table with 3 wins. That's definitely the plan. But thanks, everyone, for joining us. And let's see what will happen in this game. But I'm going to call it a day, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It was great live streaming this first innings of the game. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And hopefully everyone will enjoy the second inning. So this will be our last live stream for a bit until Boxing Day. But apart from that, I would like to wish everyone a very happy festive season and a very prosperous new year. And then we'll be back for our next live stream watch along for Boxing Day, the second test match between Australia and South Africa from Melbourne, day 3. Hopefully the test match will not end in 2 days again. And hopefully we can get past day 2. But that will be our next live stream on Boxing Day. But until then, I hope everyone has a very good Christmas break, a very happy Christmas, and a very prosperous new year from everyone around the world. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We're on there as well. The podcast is available on Anchor, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. You can catch us there as well. If you haven't done that already, please do. It really does help. And make sure you click the bell on YouTube so you don't miss out on any new episodes of the podcast or any live streams or watch-alongs that we're doing. But thanks, everyone, for joining us for the first innings of the Adelaide Strikers and the Sydney Thunder BBL match from the Adelaide Oval, match number 9. And it was great to hang out with all of you. And thanks, everyone who interacted with us on the chat. But until then, everyone, just a reminder, next live stream watch-along will be the Boxing Day test from Melbourne, Australia and South Africa. So please join us for that if you can. Apart from that, that's pretty much it from my end. But I hope everyone enjoyed the live stream, and I hope everyone enjoyed the cricket over the last few days, especially the test match between Australia and South Africa. It was a crazy test match that lasted 2 days, and I hope everyone's been enjoying the game of cricket from wherever you may be around the world. But thanks, everyone, for joining us. Hope to see you next time. Until next time, keep safe and bye for now.